I'm using NVIDIA's surround display on a 2070 Super. I have 4 monitors. 3 are 27-inch LGs. The other is an Acer 34-inch ultra-wide. My 34-inch ultra-wide runs at a higher resolution than the other 3, so I will be having to turn it down to span all 4 screens together, because for the surround to work, all of your screens must be the same resolution. It does end up giving it a stretching look to it, but I don't seem to mind, at least till I get another 27-inch. But right away, if you don't have NVIDIA's control panel, you're going to need it. So go ahead and download that. I'll go through the setup here of changing resolutions on each one, or checking them to make sure they're all matching. If they aren't matching when you do the surround, it will kind of glitch out and not work and put you right back to where you started. So right there, I just switched my far one to the same resolution, and as you can see, it's a little stretched to what it was before. Not much, just a little. But moving on. So now that we have them all the same resolution, we're going to go to NVIDIA Surround. Configure Surround. So you're going to hit Span Display, and after that you will have to hit Apply. Once hitting Apply, you're going to have a menu that pops up. In that menu, you'll have a 1x3, 1x2. You'll have to switch that to 1 times whatever monitors you have. So I will be a 1x4. My monitors will now be accessible at the bottom to put on. When placing them, you do have a high chance of them not being in the right position. Don't become flustered. Just take your time. At that point, it'll show each number on the corner, and you can fix it from there. So you can just kind of watch me go through this. When you are hitting the span, everything is going to black out and kind of glitch. That's perfectly fine. It's normal. It's trying to figure everything out. So like I said, will come kind of mixed matched, but now all the numbers have kind of changed. My 4 was now a 1, so now we got to position them the proper way of the surround, because it relabeled each one. This might not happen to you, it happened to me. I'm glad that you're able to see that it doesn't work perfect every time. So after figuring out which each number goes and on the display, then you hit Apply again. The same thing will happen. Everything is going to go dark. You're going to have flickering. Another thing I should mention is make sure you're running the latest driver for your graphics card so that this does work. So now that my displays are all matching, you can see my background is across the whole 4 of them. So now that we're done with that, you can just exit. But seeing that my resolution is actually what I wanted it to be, we're done with that program. Now you're going to want to open your American Truck Simulator file, not the game. When opening the file, you'll be able to scroll down, and there will be a config file. If you're having a hard time finding it, just go into your search menu, search American Truck Simulator files. Once in there, scroll to the bottom, closer to the bottom anyway, you'll see a config file. You're going to have to open it up. In the config file, there's going to be a bunch of settings that you can program from the game that'll change it here. You can also change it here. But the one you want to change is the multi-mon mode and it'll come preset as 0. When you go to 1, it'll give you 2 screens. When you go to 2, it'll give you 3 screens. When you go to 3, it'll give you 4 screens, but the 4th one is you staring at the dash. And then 4, it sets to the development mode. So you're allowed to kind of play with the settings just a little bit more, and you'll have in-game adjusting you can do too. I like to just play with the file. So you'll open up the game. Once you've switched that to the setting you want, settings 1, 2, and 3 are all preset. Like I said, 4 you'll play with. You'll open up the game, and then that'll actually set the multi-config file in that folder that you've seen before in American Truck Simulator. It won't be just config, it'll say multi-config. Here, I had the game running at a lower resolution before because I was testing settings and features. Long story short, we'll have to put it to the resolution that it is now. See, it fully spans. Everything looks good. I don't have it in full screen mode right now. I'll get that later. But since we already started the game, the file, multi-config file, should be existing in the folder now. So we're going to exit the game. We're going to go find that folder. While opening it up, you'll scroll to the bottom, and you'll see now it has a file, multi-config. This is the one it'll give you when you first initially put 4 on, and then you can play from there. I'll post mine